Hi everyone. We're starting an exciting chapter now in this yoga and meditation program. Breathing, breath work, pranayama. A very powerful tool. As powerful as nuclear energy. Transformative. Restorative and relaxing, but most importantly, opening, expansive. Have a nice sigh. We're going to really explore so many parts of the breath, so many ways to breathe. We're going to start at the basics, the fundamentals. And these sessions, they may go on for a while, maybe 20 sessions, maybe more. There's so much potential, so much range in this field. So, just lately in the previous meditation sessions, we've been examining the mind. A lot of that based on Advaita Vedanta of yoga and notions of emptiness in Buddhism. Very expansive stuff, not necessarily easy. And we distinguished that there are possibly two pathways to create freedom for yourself. One is within the boundaries of your own mind, using yoga and meditation and breath work tools. That's what we'll be working on today. The other pathway is to go beyond the mind. But these practices will help you with that too. Alright, let's get to it. So, hopefully you've got a good posture and definitely not leaning against anything. You can't lean back on a chair or a wall. You need to support your posture using your body in the right way, and the breath will start to elevate your posture and improve it. But you need to be able to expand upwards and outwards. So in terms of my front and back, opening outwards to the sides as well, and elevating up and down. Okay, close your eyes. And we want to really work in a basic way. Let's just examine the resting breath. Interestingly, this is quite a difficult practice. So, have your mouth open. We're breathing only through the mouth. We have a resting breath. Now the key here is that you leave it alone. The resting breath runs itself. When you watch it, you are likely to change it instantly. The minute you bring your conscious mind to observing the breath. It's quite difficult not to do that. To be able to observe the breath without changing it. Now the resting breath is quite small. It's a little bit in, a little bit out. A little bit in, a little bit out. It's not a deep breath. It's not a large, open breath. quite small and contained. For most people, it is too fast, too tight, too small. And that is because of anxiety. We've just looked at the mind, the egoic mind, and how it constructs a reality and then has deep concerns about itself and that reality. That is anxiety, the worrying mind. Pretty much from the second you wake up each day until you fall asleep at night, your egoic mind is deeply concerned about securing itself, getting what it wants, and avoiding what it doesn't want. And when your mind does this, it tightens around the breath. We can see when we get really stressed, really agitated, we virtually stop breathing, and that's called a panic attack. And people say, breathe. We can see that people stop breathing. The breath gets incredibly tight and small. Often we do not even realize this is happening to us. Most of us have a mild version of that all day long, such that our breathing is poor and we become tired as a result, because we are lacking oxygen. Once we become fixated on any activity or concern, we tighten around the breath. If you do that all day, you'll stop realizing that it's even happening. If you do that for years, you have what's called chronic anxiety. This happens to me, and I'm sure it happens to you. And the great thing here is that this information is written into the breathing. It's here in subtle ways right now with your resting breath. The information we need to look for is the tightness around the breath. In particular, the stomach. The stomach affecting the diaphragm and how much room it allows for the breath to move freely. See if you can feel if your tummy is a little bit tight and you can feel it moving with the breath. It's the tightness that allows you to notice it. See, by now I'm sure you have slowed your breath down We were trying not to do that, but it's almost impossible. We just want a resting breath. That means we let go of it. But we're watching it, feeling it. Now, if you can relax the stomach, that will alter the breath. It will slow it down slightly and give it more room. And yes, the resting breath will fall into that space because it likes that space. The body likes to be relaxed, open and clear, with an easy breath. The poor body is put under so much stress by the mind, the obsessive, worrying mind. This poor body takes a beating every day because of the tightness of our mind. Now, I say all of this not in a negative way, a discouraging way, but as a way to understand. And the brilliant thing here is, if you do this work, as you learn to open up your breathing habits, you will naturally see your mind changing. And this is the wonderful field of pranayama, yogic breathwork. Open your eyes. And have a deep sigh. Now, let's study this different kind of breath, the sigh. Probably the most efficient way to relax your body and mind in a short period of time, to create a change in the way you're feeling and being. So, I'll try and do a good one and see if you can listen to it. I will be doing it through the mouth only. In the beginning, we will work on the nose breathing too. We have much to explore here. Okay, so I want to get a good breath in first. That's crucial. Fill my lungs, and then see how long that went? I extended the exhalation with a very soft tailing off. Try it now. Have a big breath in, and then light and gentle and long release. The longer the better. Now close your eyes. Return to resting breathing. And just see how you're feeling. A resting breath and a resting mind just says that we are relaxed, comfortable here, still and quiet, and aware, cognizant of what is happening, what we are doing, and how we are feeling, how we are breathing. how you are breathing describes exactly how you are feeling. If you didn't know that, then you have a whole new world to discover for your life. Open your eyes again. Let's have another really good sigh. So the reason we want to do it through the mouth, especially on the breathing in part, is that you can get much more in more easily, more quickly than through the nose. Let's try it. Have a big breath in. And a nice, long, effortless sigh. Close your eyes again. Return to resting breath. We're looking for subtle change. Now your resting breath should be a little bit more open, a little bit larger, naturally of itself, just by using that simple sigh. So we can distinguish that the resting breath is small, nowhere near full, nowhere near empty. We're going to do another sigh, and I want you to notice how you are stretching the muscles that wrap around the lungs. When you breathe into full, and when you exhale, exhale to empty. Let's try it now. Have a big breath in and hold it. Feel that expansion. And now exhale all the way to empty. Feel the contraction in the stomach. And then relax. Your body finds its way back to the middle naturally once you let go of it. After every good sigh, it should be opening up and becoming easier and more spacious, and probably a little bit slower. We're going to do one more attempt of a really open sigh. And I'll get you to hold full again, and then I'll get you to hold it empty. Let's explore the range of the breath. Have a big breath in. Hold it. Your chest is open, your lungs expanding, even at the back and maybe the sides. And now release. All the way to empty, and feel your abdominals drawing in, and hold empty. And then just relax. The breath releases itself and returns to the middle and goes back to its lovely rhythm. As a sign of comfort. Just sitting here, observing your resting breath, trying to relax around it and create space for it, is a deeply relaxing practice. This is something to practice during your days, to step away from your dramas and activities, your involvements, and stop and check how tight your resting breath is, how fast it is, how small it is. And that would immediately tell you, inform you of your mental state, the way that you have been being just in the last few minutes or even hours. I urge you to start stopping more often and checking. You will discover things, you will start learning about your mind and what's happening in your life. Alright. Okay, open your eyes. Now just an easy sigh, no real focus. So to finish this session, I'm going to read you something from a wonderful book written in about 1890 called Raja Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. And Raja Yoga is the study of pranayama. So this will explain what we are going to do with the breath and how we can understand it in a yogic fashion, as a meditator, as a scientist. Alright, it's only about one page, so just relax. If you want, you can just breathe easily. Alright, what this is an allegory. It will explain to you how we need to approach breath work. There once was a minister to a great king. He fell into disgrace. The king, as a punishment, ordered him to be shut up in the top of a very high tower. This was done, and the minister was left there to perish. He had a faithful wife, however, luckily, who came to the tower at night and called up to her husband at the top to know what she could do to help him. He told her to return to the tower the following night and bring with her a long rope, some stout twine, pack thread, silken thread, a beetle, and a little honey. Wondering much, the good wife obeyed her husband and brought him the desired articles. The husband directed her to attach the silken thread firmly to the beetle, then to smear its horns with a drop of honey, and to set it free on the wall of the tower with its head pointing upwards. She obeyed all these instructions, and the beetle started on its long journey upwards. Smelling the honey ahead, it slowly crept onwards in the hope of reaching the honey, until at last it reached the top of the tower, when the minister grasped the beetle and got possession of the silken thread. He told his wife to tie the other end to the pack thread, and after he had drawn that up, he repeated the process with the stout twine, and lastly with the rope. Then the rest was easy. The minister descended from the tower by means of the rope and made his escape. In this body of ours, the breath motion is the silken thread. By laying hold of and learning to control it, we grasp the pack thread of the nerve currents, and from these, the stout twine of our thoughts, and lastly, the rope of prana, controlling which we reach freedom. Hari Om Mahadev. Okay, close your eyes. Have a nice sigh. I want to be more gentle with that sighing. Have a relaxed and soft mind now, light and easy. Here is a simple moment in our lives. Here we are in a world with a body, so it seems, breathing. Thank you. That's enough for today. I'll be doing more soon. If you did like this session, please click like. That really makes a difference to my channel, to spreading this program. If you can think of someone who doesn't breathe well, or especially someone who has real problems with anxiety, please consider sharing this session and then the future breathing practices that we will do and explore. And if you feel like donating to support me to keep going with this program, with this channel, you can go to my website. Thank you very much. I hope you liked that session. Take care.